It's your boy, Amreezy, and I'm back with another Road to Sorare Boss episode where we follow my journey in the wonderful world of Sorare. I'm going to show you my lineups for the coming weekend. I'm going to show you my lineups from the previous weekend, how I amazingly won $5. Buckle up, people. I'm going to show you how I won those $5. And we're going to look at some midweek lineups as well, because Sorare, interestingly, have started allowing you to edit your midweek lineups for these European games, which is useful. So it means you can play 5 starting lineups, no DMPs, which is very good for me. So I'll show you that because I'm recording this on Thursday, just before Chelsea play. They've got an early kickoff for their European game. So I'm recording this just before the Chelsea game. I'll probably have to edit this during the Chelsea game, but that does mean I can show you my lineup. It will be playing, and also it'll be crucial for the weekend coming because Chelsea have got a good fixture. So now that we know who's playing in Europe, we'll be able to better work out who's playing in the league. We'll have a look at all of that stuff, and also I'll show you the new cards I've been buying. And excitingly, I've dipped my toes into the rare market. I've been buying my first Sorare rare cards, red ones. Gone are the yellow gold ones, in are the red ones. Now, if you've been watching the channel before, you know I play on a little bit of a budget. I'm not one of these huge Sorare content creators who have thousands and thousands of pounds worth of galleries and buy all of these expensive cards. I try to use my money a bit more sensibly. So testing the rare market out, I'm going to be like not going out and buying all of the most expensive ones. I'm looking at buying cheap rare cards and seeing how I can play with them, how I can maybe trade with them, maybe make a bit of money off them. I'll show you the new rare cards I've been buying. It's not that many, but it's the beginning of a little side project for me. I think limited is still my focus. It's still probably what I'm going to play the majority of, including next European season as well. I think it'll be mainly limited. But I just want to start picking up a few bargains in rare. Where I see a bargain, pick up a bargain, and then maybe in the future I can sell them for more money. So try and use it as a trading exercise. Or they could become a player in the future, try and use them as a classic rare card, that sort of stuff. So I'll show you my new red cards that I've been buying and my kind of thinking. I'd love for people in the comments to let me know any bargains that they've seen, any rare card bargains. Basically, not just this video, forever, in the future, as long as I'm making Sorare videos. If ever you see a rare bargain, go, Amreezy, this guy's a really good rare bargain. He's going for under £10. Look at this guy. That's the sort of stuff you need to help me with, guys. Come on. Help me, help you, help all of that stuff. Right. Let's start off this week's video by looking at how I did last weekend in the wonderful, fun, exciting, amazing world of Sorare. Right, gang, let's do this. It's Sorare review time, and this is currently the live midweek game week that's happening, game week 69, and Declan Rice has been the talk of football this week after scoring 2 amazing free kicks against Real Madrid. I captained him, but probably put him in the wrong lineup. I should have put him in my all-star lineup. Here he is, Declan Rice. Yeah, I put him in this lineup because I thought Real Madrid, that's a tricky game. Arsenal might not win. So I put him in this lineup with a DMP goalkeeper, which probably isn't going to get anything unless Xerxes somehow gets 100. I won this Xerxes card as a tier 2 prize. Can a Manchester United player, other than Bruno Fernandes, ever really be considered a tier 2 prize, especially this season? I don't know, sorry about that one, but I won this Xerxes card. I'm determined not to sell him yet because he's only worth like £1.75. So I'm just going to hope he scores eventually at some point. And then when he scores, enough Man United fans boost his price and I can quickly sell him on the back of that. That's kind of my strategy with Xerxes. So yeah, he's in there. So maybe he scores 5 million goals today against Lyon. And I think still we won't reach a reward. So kind of wasted Declan Rice there, which is a bit annoying. Fermin Lopez, big score from him. Then there was this. So the serious midweek lineups are these special. It's not special. These are the Conference League, the European Conference League competition. So basically, I've tweaked the lineup just before this video because the Chelsea team news is out. They're playing Cole Palmer and then the B team. So I think Cole Palmer's probably playing because he needs some form, needs to get a goal, needs a bit of confidence back, and he'll probably come off on 60 minutes and then keep him fresh for the weekend. And then the rest of the team is on Kunku, Sancho. So, you know, they're probably not going to play in the league. It'll probably be Jackson, Madueke, Neto in the league. So that means in the Conference League, it's Palmer, Tyreek George, and Sancho. So I've got Nkunku, Sancho, Palmer. Reece James is going to be playing in midfield. So my thinking is might be involved in play more, might get a few more forward passes, might get more touches of the ball, free kick threats as well. So, and Jorgensen's in goal. So I've got 5 starting Chelsea players in a nice fixture for them. Obviously, I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm obviously hoping they win. But if these 5 cards can do well, you'll have a happy Amreezy in next week's video. And then these are my all-star teams, right? I'm currently scraping a box from this. This is where I should have played Declan Rice instead of Brunetta. But Tigres at home to LA Galaxy, I just thought, you know, they're going to wipe the floor with them. They did win, but only 3-2, and none of my Tigres players in this lineup were involved. They were involved here, but Gorian did nothing, and the defender didn't play because he's got a slight injury, which is very annoying to me. My in-season Tigres defender is now injured. It hopefully isn't a serious injury, but I can't rely on Jesus Angolo anymore. And yeah, that's how my midweek has gone. So yeah, if Chelsea 5 cards do well, might have some joy. How did we do last weekend? We won $5 and 15 essence, which isn't the most exciting weekend, especially when I was really hoping, with the specials especially. You know, I made a cap 230 lineup with Tigres cards here. They didn't really do much. Semedo didn't do that much. Romero, disappointing, captained the wrong player here. Then I went for the Atlas boys and my other cap 230 and Dennis Zakaria. Dennis Zakaria, he did his job. Scored a goal, but Atlas 1-1. Terrible. Juka finally stopped scoring in the 1 week when I really wanted him to score the most. So hopefully that's a one-off week for Big Juka. Hopefully he's back with the goals next week. Then I had some top tackler competitions, which when I was building these, I was like, these are amazing lineups. How am I not going to win first prize? Well, this is how I'm not going to finish first prize. I was 8 points off a reward in this lineup and 1 point off a reward in this lineup. So really unlucky. Yeah, Soleil didn't really deliver. Thiago Silva didn't really deliver. Lacroix had a shocker, went off injured as well, which is a bit of a worry for my Crystal Palace cards going forward. This guy, Batacundo, who I've been trying to sell, but I thought, okay, he's got a good fixture this week. Take him off the transfer list. Give him a game. Let's get him back on the transfer list, Amreezy. Yeah, there were some good scores here. Julian Alvarez having an amazing season still, scoring goals. More on him coming up. Bilal's picking up a bit of form as well in Turkey. So yeah, a bit disappointing with my top tacklers. I had some good scores in there, but there was too many bad scores and average scores scattered around. Then we go to Premier League in season, where this is where we won $5 with this mixed bag of a lineup that I didn't really give too much thought to be honest. I thought Crystal Palace may be my best chance of a reward, so they were in Division 1. And Mateta scored, Eze 2 assists, but the defense let me down. Sarr let me down again. Should we have a look at Ismaila Sarr's form? It's been very frustrating. Had this double here that I had him for, and I was like, oh, great. Can't believe I got Sarr. Before the international break, I'm like, this is it. I've got Sarr. What a player. I think I got him for like 50p. £3.42. Oh yeah, £3.40. It wasn't a steal. So I got him here. I think I got him around here. Had this great period of form. I was like delighted with him. International break. And then since international break, bad scores, but also slightly concerning performances with bad misses. This Southampton game, he missed like 2 one-on-ones. Against Brighton, I think he missed a great chance as well. Didn't look as lively as usual. So a bit worrying about Sarr's form. And especially with Crystal Palace, because that's maybe not Mitchell, and maybe that's Lacroix instead, but that's basically my 5 go-to Palace cards. I don't really have another option like I do with teams like Nottingham Forest maybe, or Wolves, where I can rotate a few of the cards based on form. With Palace, it's just these guys. If Sarr doesn't play, I don't like Nketiah, and I've got another defender. So it's not really that great news that Sarr's not on form. That was a bit of a gamble that probably didn't work out for me, where I thought Sarr could finish the season really strong because he was in that good form. He's not in good form anymore. Alas, I'm going to have to keep playing him though. Hopefully his form turns. Then we won $5 from this lineup because the Brennan Johnson, basically. Bentancur didn't really have a great game. Solanke didn't have a good score. And Forest, the defenders did well because Williams got an assist and Sells made quite a lot of saves. So even though they lost 2-1, quite good scores for the defensive stack. And then the Spurs boys delivered. Bentancur's gone now. I've sold him. I've basically been trying to sell a lot of my limited in-season cards now, preparing for the end of the season. So if they're not good, or I don't see them being as a great option next year in Classic, like Bentancur, he's gone. So Brendan Johnson is my only Spurs card now. Next line, it was Wolves, where we were 4 points off a reward. It's the midfield. It's just the problem with Wolves. The midfield. I get the right midfielder, but this week, there was no good midfielders. They played Ipswich, and I think Sarabia was the one to go for. And I do have a Sarabia card, but Sarabia never plays and came off the bench and was the best midfield scorer. So it wasn't Bellegarde, it wasn't Gomez, it was Sarabia this week. Annoying. So we're going to have the same problem with Wolves this weekend coming up, where we'll be like, which midfielder do we go for? Let's see how we get it wrong this time. I think Bellegarde might be injured. Now, he went off in this game, possibly with an injury. So that kind of helps my decision-making. It's one less Wolves midfielder to consider. Strand Larsen still scoring, and Cunha should be back next weekend. So let's hope Cunha's kind of creativity can help Strand Larsen be even more effective. We can hope. Classic, we went for West Ham because we've got this West Ham Classic collection, and we are going to run this collection into the ground this season and next. Good news for West Ham was Fulkrug came back and scored. So Big Nicky Fulkrug, I do have his card, Big Nicky. So going future, my West Ham Classic stacks could be a bit more interesting with Fulkrug if he can keep some good form going for the remainder of the season. So we're still keeping the pipe dream about Graham Potter's West Ham. Chelsea, I don't know why I did this. Away at Brentford, I thought maybe they'd just beaten Spurs. Confidence might be up. They drew 0-0 in one of the most boring games anyone's ever watched. So that was a disappointment. Newcastle did well defensively. I should have probably gone for a different attacking stack than Chelsea, but the heart overruled the head. So yeah, the Chelsea boys all let me down. Thanks for that, boys. Liam Delap. Come on, Liam Delap. Move to Chelsea. Come on, everybody. Let's all send out let's all, make it happen. Make it happen. Liam Delap to Chelsea. Liam Delap to Chelsea. I'd love Liam Delap to go to Chelsea. I've got his card, so that'd be nice. But also, I just think he's an amazing player. Just can make the step up. He looks quality. Yeah, so Liam Delap scored. That was good. La Liga, Rafinha didn't play. Came off the bench, so that ruined this lineup. Lewandowski didn't do anything. Ferran Lopez was on the bench as well, so I wasn't even watching the Barcelona game. I was like, no Rafinha starting, no Ferman Lopez starting. This lineup's in the bin already. Second lineup, Danny Rabah. What a player he is. I mean, I really hope Leganes don't get relegated because I've got the goalkeeper, Gomez the defender, and Danny Rabah, who's a quality budget La Liga striker. So really hoping they don't get relegated just for Danny Rabah. Although, imagine how good he'll be as a contender classic striker in the second division in Spain. So I guess it's kind of my thinking with Deportivo Alaves as well. I've got this Deportivo Alaves collection. They're rubbish. But if they get relegated, I'll then have a really solid contender classic team for next year. So yeah, if teams get relegated from the Premier League and La Liga, I'm not that bothered. I had my Wolves collection as well. And part of my thinking with buying that Wolves collection was if they get relegated, I'll have a really good championship team next year. So like you've seen with Burnley this year, like if you'd have bought Burnley cards at the end of last Premier League season, now you'd be having a great season. Like Burnley have been smashing it. Solid defensive stack. So yeah, Danny Rabah might get relegated. Deportivo Alaves might get relegated. We're going to roll with the punches and see what happens. Marcus Alonso, bit of a shame that he could only get a 50. Carlos Vicente scoring a goal for Deportivo Alaves, who did win and are now kind of crawling up that league table, 17th. MLS jokes. Monaco, the Monaco pain continued. A relegation. relegated from Division 1. Finally, we've been in Division 1 for quite a while with this Monaco collection, and they just let me down. They lost 2-1. Beereth didn't do anything. None of them did anything. Goalkeeper made a mistake. And annoyingly, if you've been watching the videos for a while, you know how much pain I'm having with Monaco. You know I can never pick the right 5 starters. Now I'm seeing, because the goalkeeper had a bit of a stinker, he's now not 100% certain to start at the weekend. And I have him and I have the backup, who used to be the first team goalkeeper. I've got to stick with him, but I'm fully expecting the other guy to come back in the team now and ruin my weekend in terms of Monaco. But hey ho, there we go. We won 500 XP from this lineup, which was a bit of a surprise because the Forest boys kind of got average scores. It's weird that I won a prize with a score of 274, but I guess competition must have been really weak in that league. Same with this one. DMP goalkeeper, well, we still scraped 500 XP. And then we had a classic team where Billy Gilmore doesn't seem to be starting for Napoli anymore. So the Billy Gilmore dream lasted. How long were we enjoying the Billy Gilmore dream for? They were international games. So four league games he started. 64, 62, 47 and a 60 with an assist. So the Billy Gilmore dream might be over now. Let's see what happens. Then we go to contender in season, where we threw out the Mexican boys that we love so much. We went for a Necaxa stack that won 500 XP. Let down by the goalkeeper. Let down by Plavecino. A rare, quiet game from him. In the other stack, we went for Tigres defenders. This is a bit of a mixed bag, actually. Tigres 3, Atlas striker, and Necaxa goalkeeper. Relegation. That's how that went. Everyone let me down. Angulo, as I said earlier, got injured, so didn't play. He was 50-50 to play this week, and I think we realized it was a bit more of a serious injury when he didn't play here. Yeah. I think Alexis Sanchez might also be injured because he's a 0% chance to start this weekend. So that was fun. This lineup didn't win anything as well. Under 23s, another relegation. Under 23s got relegated because Savinho didn't play. Stukas, another injury. Yannis Stukas has twisted his ankle. He's been my best under 23 card this season. Mr. Reliable. Gave him the captaincy, and most weeks giving him the captaincy works. But I think he got injured in training, sprained an ankle, and now he's unlikely to play at the weekend, and they're worried he might miss the entire rest of the season. Which is basically my under 23 lineups just in the bin. I'm just going to give up on under 23s now. It's like, I think I've won one reward in under 23s all season. So I'm done with under 23s. We're in Division 3 now in my under 23 lineup. So we'll just be building up XP there now and maybe trying to scrape some essence. That's the dream. That's the Sorare dream. If you too would like to play Sorare, sign up with the link in my chat in the description below. That's what YouTube people do. That's professional YouTube actions. If you're watching this and you're like, this Sorare game sounds interesting, sign up with the link in the description. £50 free credits when you buy 5 cards off the marketplace. And then we had all-star lineups where we didn't win anything. Another Leganes high scorer here. Bad. Ferran Torres, super sub himself, started this game and did okay. Reece James, somehow 71, despite 0-0. I think he was playing at left back as well. Enzo Maresca, if you're listening, and I know you are, I know you watch all my Sorare videos, I know you're a Sorare manager, Enzo Maresca, don't play Reece James at left back again, please. Reece James, at left back got a 71. Nothing else here. So those are my lineups from the previous weekend. Not much to get excited about. A lot of disappointment with the specials. Shall we take a look at my new cards that I've been buying? Let's start off with limited. So this is the last card I showed you that I crafted, and we're going to try and sell him for like, what is it, 40p maybe? What's he going for? What's he going for these days? 40p, 37p if we're lucky. So we'll try and sell him again. We won a Joshua Zirkzee card. And again, my thinking with him is I'm going to keep him because he's not really worth anything. And with Manchester United cards, I feel like as soon as they do a little bit well, even in Classic, if I hold him till next season, Man United cards always have an extra, they're always more expensive than they should be. So if he gets in that first team, if they get rid of the manager or get a new manager, or the manager just starts making the team perform better, Xerxes maybe gets in the team, and I don't know what to do with him. He's an under 23 card still. Could play him in the under 23s. Should probably sell him, but I'm holding off. The other thing I might try and do is trade him, because if I can find another Manchester United manager who doesn't have him but has a card that I kind of might want and is a bit undervalued, I could trade him. So that's probably the most likely outcome for him. He could be traded. So I won't transfer list him, but I might try and trade him away. I also crafted this waste of space list. Sorry, Harvard Nielsen, if you're watching, I know you are. I know you and Enzo Maresca like to get together on the sofa and watch my Sorare videos together. But I didn't really want you. I got so excited when I crafted this card. It was like forward, Norwegian. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got Haaland. I can't believe I've got Haaland. Amazing. I've got Haaland. And then it was Harvard Nielsen. So yeah, I don't think he even starts. I think he's a substitute for Hanover. Old, 30-year-old, not old, but younger than me. Not an exciting card. So the crafting's not been going well. And the winning's not been going well. Now, in rare, these are the 5 cards I have bought. Dun-dun-dun, here we go. So basically what I've been doing is looking for cards £5 and under, who I think are good football players. Not necessarily good Sorare scorers, but good football players. Because my thinking is, these guys could all have amazing seasons next year. So they're all classic cards. And this is actually an in-season Tigres card, who I got for £2. He's now worth £4.50. So I could sell this guy pretty soon and make some nice profit on Diego Lainez. I got him before this 94. I got him... when did I get him? 3 days ago. So he's just delivered a 94, which I was delighted with. I got him here after this 39 because I knew he's a great player from Tigres. I've got him in Classic and Limited. And his price has come down because he was injured for a little bit. He came back from injury and looked okay. He then didn't play, got rested in this game here. And the reason he got rested is because they were saving him for this game against LA Galaxy. I knew that, and I think the people selling him didn't. So I got him for £2 when now he's worth like £4.50, I think, and could rise if he keeps his form up for the remainder of the season. And he's a quality player. So I could easily see me using him as the kind of classic card next year with an in-season Tigres stack, maybe in rare. That's kind of what my thinking is. And then with these guys in the Premier League, I'm thinking maybe next year I go for an in-season team. Not at the beginning because they'll probably be too expensive, but after a couple of months of the Premier League next season, I find a team that I think are going to do well, that are undervalued, a little bit like I did with Nottingham Forest this year in Limited. And then one of these guys could be the classic card. So I think Trevor Chalobah is one of my favourite Chelsea defenders. I think he's an amazing player. I think he should be in that Chelsea first team going forward. Him, and if everyone's fit, I like him and Levi Colwill as the 2 defenders, or him, Colwill and Fofana in a 3. But Fofana's never fit. So even though Wesley Fofana's a great player, he's never fit. So Chalobah, who does have a better injury record than Fofana, should get games just because he's fit and Fofana's always injured. So that's my reason for Chalobah bringing him in. And all of these cards, I traded a lot of them with limited cards that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm trying to reduce my classic limited gallery to just the best people like Declan Rice and Trent Alexander-Arnold and keeping my collections. But then all of the extra pieces I'm getting rid of. And I'm getting rid of all my Bournemouth cards. So someone like Calvin Bassey, who again, not been scoring that well in Sorare, but is a really good defender. And all of these guys are under 25. So I've also given me the possibility of they could become great players. Calvin Bassey's like 24, Muniz is 23. So they're young. They could become great players. And I got them all for under £5. Muniz is the most expensive one, £5. But he's a quality striker who next year, Jimenez is going to be 1 year older. He should be Fulham's number 1 striker next year. He's already kind of worked his way into their starting 11 as the number 1 striker now. But Fulham strengthened wisely in the summer, keep the manager. He could have a great season next year. Same with Calvin Bassey. So I've got 3 Fulham cards. I'm also looking at Sander Berge and just kind of building a classic Premier League team, maybe Fulham heavy with a few randomers. I'm not going to go for crazy on the collections. I'm slightly annoyed that I bought this card first, Sasa Lucic, for like £1.20. And then I didn't buy him. I traded him for a Daniel Munoz Classic card, I think. Daniel Munoz Classic card and 10p for him. I should have got him in this Fulham shirt. Then I would have had 3 cards from this Fulham collection. I still could get rid of this one and try and get him again in the Fulham shirt because he's part of this Fulham collection. And then we might have a little Fulham Classic collection we're building. Maybe we play that in Classic next year and just hope on the weeks when Fulham smash people, we've got a nice little Fulham collection. So that's kind of my thinking here. I'm keeping my eyes out for rare bargains that are good players. All 5 of these, I think, are good players. I like all of them as players. So I think they could all have good futures. And I've seen that, you know, my first rare card, I told you last week, I bought an Ezri Konza card from Villa. I bought him for £6 something. And then I immediately transfer listed him because I was like, when the Champions League comes around, people are going to want an in-season Konza and they're going to pay a bit more. So I listed him for £10 and I sold him quite quickly. So I've realized that the gap in the rare market is so great. Players can go from like £2 and then a few weeks later be like 50, or there's such a big price gap in the rares and they can go up and down. So the fluctuation in price is so bigger in rare than it is in limited that I'm kind of thinking this is where you can kind of trade and be a bit clever and maybe get cards that could move. And then they move and their value goes up and then you sell them. So Trevor Chalobah is a great example of that. If Chelsea, because Chelsea tried to sell him last summer. So it won't surprise me if Chelsea sign another centre-back this summer and then sell Chalobah. If they sell him to someone, maybe his price goes up. And I traded him, I think, for around about £2, something. I traded my Zabani card because I'm getting rid of this Bournemouth collection. So he's about £4 in total, Chalobah. Calvin Bassey, I think it was a straight up swap for Semenyo. So I bought Semenyo a few weeks ago for £2 and I was thinking that was a great bargain. Semenyo's not quite delivered since I bought him. So I swapped Semenyo for Bassey. Straight up swap. Semenyo's price, the floor price, has now dropped to £1.81 and Bassey's has gone up to £2.53. See? I'm gonna be a millionaire. So this is my rare strategy. Those are my rare cards. You're up to date, guys. Let me know if you've got any bargains like this that fit my strategy. Let me know now or in the future. If ever you see one you think, Amreezy could do with that guy, that fits his strategy, drop me a line anywhere. On the socials, here, on YouTube, anywhere. Right. That's how we did last weekend and midweek. Chelsea game's going to kick off soon. So let's wrap up this week's video by looking at my lineups for the coming weekend. Okay, here we go. This week I'm not overly pleased with the specials. There's an ultra attacking and a collector event for Bundesliga. I don't have any Bundesliga collections, so that's not of interest to me. And ultra attacking specials where you can play 3 strikers and no defenders. I've just gone for, I built these lineups after my main lineups with what's left. So this lineup, I'm kind of going for 3 West Ham players. They're playing Liverpool away. So my thinking is Liverpool looked really bad against Fulham and maybe they think they've won the league. They're not really there. So West Ham maybe can surprise them. Fulcrum captain, Bowen, Ward-Prowse. And then it's Sarr. Like I said earlier, I don't feel confident putting Sarr in my in-season Premier League lineups anymore. So just in case because I'm not putting him there, it just feels like he's going to score because I'm not putting him with my Crystal Palace in-season cards. So at least I can play him here. And then if he does score, you know, after Fulcrum's hat-trick and Bowen's 5 assists and Bowen and Ward-Prowse's 2 goals, this will be now a good lineup and we'll win something. In this lineup, I've gone for 2 Chelsea attackers, Neto and Madueke. They're not playing in the Europa League today. Not the Europa League. I wish it was Europa League. Conference League. They're not playing in the Conference League today. So they should play at the weekend. It's Ipswich at home. Chelsea, come on. This is like Chelsea's last good fixture of the season. It's now or never for Chelsea. It's my last time, I think, playing all the Chelsea cards across the lineup. So Neto and Madueke are going to go here with Lewandowski, who's a 60% chance of playing because he played in the Champions League for Barcelona. I just think, though, with the Barcelona game, because it's an away game and they do still need to win the league, the title race in La Liga is still quite interesting. Lewandowski might come off the bench or could even start. So I don't feel fully confident playing Lewandowski in the La Liga in-season team because of his uncertainty to play. But I do feel more confident putting him in these kind of lineups. So I'm not taking the specials that seriously this week. Let's see what happens. Premier League in season, this is our bread and butter. Here we go. So number one, we got 2 lineups now in Division 1. Exciting. First Division 1 lineup is going to be Nottingham Forest and Evan-Neilton. Evan-Neilton is the one Bournemouth card that I have kept. He's just in such good form. I can't justify selling him. And I did look to try and sell him because I was like, he's in good form. Maybe I can sell him based on hype and people are going to be buying him. But I just don't think anyone's buying anyone anymore. Like, in-season prices have come down so much. Evan-Neilton is worth like £3 now or something. So I think I might as well just play him. He's playing Fulham at home. Fulham, you never know what Fulham you're going to get. So hopefully he can keep scoring and I'm going to captain him with that thinking. And then I'm going to play the 4 Nottingham Forest boys who have got Everton at home. Everton aren't an easy fixture. And Nottingham Forest did just lose. But you got to back Forest, especially when I've got the in-season boys. I wouldn't be playing Evan-Neilton if Chris Wood was fit. So that's another reason why Evan-Neilton's playing, because Chris Wood's injured. So that's my Forest team. Then we're going to be going for Wolves in season against Tottenham. The shambles that is Tottenham. My thinking here is Tottenham are probably going to be taking Europe today more seriously than the league. So hopefully it's Tottenham play the A team in Europe, are tired and not fully focused for the league. And Wolves, I'm hoping, are quite confident and mood should be up after beating Ipswich last week and all but securing Premier League survival. Hopefully Wolves are like in confident mood, can go out and thrash Tottenham. So with that in mind, Cunha's back as well. Hopefully he's down as a 60% chance to play. I can't believe Cunha's not going to play this game. He's fully rested. He must be itching to get back. And also, what Chelsea have a good fixture at Ipswich. So what this allows me to do is to not worry about the midfield dilemma at Wolves and just play Cole Palmer. If Cole Palmer looks dreadful in Europe today, I might not play Cole Palmer. I might switch him for Enzo Fernandez or Caicedo. But I think that's going to be a classic Chelsea card with 4 in-season Wolves cards. Then I don't need to worry about which Wolves midfielder to pick. I can just go defence, Larson, Cunha. The third Premier League in-season team is a bit of a mixed bag. Newcastle goalkeeper, Fulham left back, 2 Crystal Palace attackers who are playing Manchester City away, which might not be good for Crystal Palace defensively, but we've seen plenty of teams go to Etihad this year and score goals. So if Palace are going to score goals, Mateta and Eze are the 2 most likely candidates. So I'm going to play them with Ethan Nwaneri as captain. I don't know why they put him down as a 70% chance of playing. I think after Arsenal's Champions League exertions, surely he plays at right wing instead of Saka. Surely they rest Saka for the second Real Madrid game and play Nwaneri. That makes sense to me. And if they do that, it's Brentford at home. The feel-good factor should be in the stadium. Arsenal fans should be really up for this. Confidence should be high. They should all be buzzing after the Real Madrid game. And players like Nwaneri that didn't play against Real Madrid, so he's fully rested, they're going to be desperate to get in the team and kind of show the fans and the manager, include me in the big games as well. So with that logic, I'm going to captain Nwaneri and just really go for this gamble. So Nwaneri, a bit of a... This is a really gambly lineup. All over the place, no stacks. Yeah, let's see what happens. Premier League Classic, I'm going to be going for Chelsea. Last good fixture for Chelsea this. Last chance saloon for Jackson, Enzo, Caicedo and Cucurella. None of these 4 cards are playing in the Europa League today. They're not starting, which gives me confidence all 4 should play in the league. And Kepa in goal because all my goalkeepers seem to have tricky fixtures this week. So I'm not overly excited about that, but it's a Chelsea card, so I like having all the 5 Chelsea cards together. We'll fill in another Division 3 lineup as well, but that's not a serious lineup. La Liga in season is a bit of a mess this week because Barcelona just beat Dortmund like 4-0, I think it was. So Players are going to be tired. Players might be rested. It is an easy game against Leganes. But as I said earlier with the Lewandowski, they're going to want to win still. And it's an away game. So, I can see maybe some of them starting. And if some of them don't start, maybe they come off the bench if Barcelona aren't winning. I just don't think I can not play Rafinha. I can't just not play Koundé. I can't not play Lewandowski somewhere else. I have to play them because if Barcelona, it's a good fixture for Barcelona. So I'm just hoping these guys play. Gavi didn't play in the Champions League, which makes me more confident he's going to play. Alaves' goalkeeper, Severa, is suspended again. What is wrong with him? He's always getting booked. He's got 5 yellow cards, so he's got another suspension. A couple of weeks ago, he got a red card and was suspended for 2 games. So Jesus Owanyo should be back in the team. He's on a 70% chance because they do have Adrian as the 3rd goalkeeper. So let's hope Owanyo plays. And then Julian Alvarez is Atletico Madrid, not in the Champions League anymore. They've just got the league to play for now, so they should be playing the A team. Alvarez, they're playing the bottom of the table team, Valladolid, who are a mess right now. Valladolid, I don't know if anyone's seen, but they're like the other week they were fighting. The players were fighting with each other on the bench. They're a shambles. Julian Alvarez at home, captain surely. And in my second lineup, Conor Gallagher, the pitbull, one of Chelsea's own. Conor Gallagher, captain in my other lineup because I'm just feeling Atletico Madrid this week. So I'm going to captain both of the Atletico Madrid cards that I have. And then Torres, because he should play this game. Lewandowski played in the Champions League. Torres should play in the league. Let's see if that happens. Dani Rabat is playing Barcelona at home. Barcelona's defense is never solid. So still a chance Dani Rabat can score. Marcus Alonso's got a nice home fixture against Espanyol. And then Dimitrovic has got a really hard game against Barcelona. So I'm not expecting much there. Third lineup is XP. XP building for the Alaves collection for next year. MLS. Come on. Right. Here's the Monaco team that's going to let me down this week. Biereth, Kamara, Singo, and Akliush. And then the goalkeeper. That's probably the one that could let me down. But he's more likely to play than the backup. So we got to go for him. I will play the other one in probably a throwaway league, Division 3 lineup somewhere, which might then become a better lineup if he plays. So I'll try and make the throwaway lineup a bit more serious with the other cards I play with him. Akliush and Kamara is a bit of a headache. I don't quite know which midfielder to go for. If Monaco were playing an easier team, I'd go for these guys. But it's a tricky game at Marseille. It's 2nd v 3rd. So I think I'm still umming and ahhing if I should put Zakaria here, who's a bit more of like a solid defensive midfielder. It might be one of those games. Akliush might not get much space and time on the wing. But Akliush has been in great form this couple of last weeks, so I'm going to play him on form rather than the kind of sensible fixture decision. This lineup is kind of Premier League outcasts that I couldn't fit in my Premier League in-season team. So I didn't like the defensive stack of Palace against Man City away, so I'm putting them in this Division 3 champion lineup. Forest boys, I couldn't fit in my Forest team. And then Liam Delap because, let's be honest, Chelsea's defence, even though they've kept 2 clean sheets in a row now, I can easily see Liam Delap scoring against Chelsea. So hopefully playing for the Scouts. Hopefully playing for the Chelsea Scouts. So he's in that lineup. Then we've got contender in season where I'm going to be going for a mixed bag in my Division 1 lineup. Tigres goalkeeper. I would have liked to play my Tigres Angulo defender card, but as I said, he's injured. So Thiago Silva is going to come in as my classic card. And then 2 Necaxa midfielders and Juka up front. Hopefully he can get back to scoring. My third Division 3 contender in season, because it's Division 3, I'm going to go crazy and play 4 Santos cards. Because I love Santos and I want to have some skin in the game when I watch this game. So they've got an okay game. It's at home to Querétaro, who are only a few places above them in the league. It's 2 bad teams playing against each other, basically. So maybe Santos are going to be the better of the bad teams. If they do, no one else is going to be playing this stack. 4 Santos cards and Diego Lainez, who I was saying is having a great run of form at the moment in Tigres. So he should deliver, but who knows what the Santos boys are going to do. And then we've got a classic team where we've got some good fixtures here. Idrissi, Brunetta, Piovi, Necaxa goalkeeper, and Vergara in America Cali. Let's see how he does. I think he scored last week, so hopefully he can keep scoring. And then under 23s, as we said, not taking under 23s seriously anymore. Billy Gilmore's going to be captain because Napoli have got a really good fixture. They're playing Empoli, who I think are a relegation zone. So we're going to captain Billy Gilmore. Sorare, I think he's going to start. 90% chance they've given him. So we'll captain him. Savinho, Lopez, Branthwaite, and then Obed in goal. So those are my lineups, guys. I'm now going to rush off and watch a Chelsea game. Good luck with your coming game weeks. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It's much appreciated. I'll see you next week. Peace.